If I could give the transfusion without loss of time or efficiency, I would. Sarek understands my reason.
Well, I don't. It's not human. Oh, that's not a dirty word. You're human, too. Let that part of you come through.
The ones I wrote, I think my absolute personal favorite is Journey to Babel, because it went into the Vulcan relationships between families. I think that it's a story that's universal and timeless, that communication between parents and children. And that, to me, was the big story. The rest of it was an adventure, it was a spy story, it was a mystery, it was an action story. But all in all, it was really about the parents and the child. And of course, it was a grown-up child and grown-up parents. In other words, Sarek was 102 at the time. But there still had been a vast lack of communication between them, and they needed to find each other as parent and child.
Do you want to know how I feel about your logic?
Emotional, isn't she?
She has always been that way.
Indeed. Why did you marry her?
At the time, it seemed the logical thing to do.
Mark had a real sense of the dignity and authority that the character needed. Jane was very human, which was exactly what that character needed. They were terrific together. They asked me about any suggestions that I had about the Vulcans, how to deal with the Vulcan ideas. And I said that I thought, I had introduced this by that time, and I had introduced the neck pinch into Star Trek, and I said, it seems to me that I have kind of come around to thinking that the Vulcans in some way are hand-oriented people. There's a lot that has to do with their hands. And I said, maybe you and Jane could find a way to demonstrate that when you walk together or when you work together. And they ended up doing this to each other's hands as they walked. Instead of holding hands, they touched fingers, which was, I thought it was a wonderful touch.